What's up guys, Jordan, black shirt dude here. This whole video is about how to start a Kickstarter. All the stuff you need to do, well, that I'm going to do, and hopefully it is something that works for me and for those who are watching. Real quickly, I have this blueprint all in print and a little more detailed than what I'm gonna get to into the video. For free, click the link below. It's on my Google Drive, you can have it. In order to run a successful Kickstarter campaign, or any campaign for that matter, for any product that you want to sell or service you want to sell, it's all the same. It has a little bit of nuance and differences between specifically how you market a product or service, where you do that, and so forth. But all of the core tenets of successfully marketing a product or service are pretty much always going to be the same. And in this video, you're going to learn specifically what has worked on Kickstarter that I have noticed, and I've come up with these 10 strategies, or 10 points really, and a way to make sure that you are following the points just like others. The whole overarching theme is copy success. You don't want to reinvent the wheel, okay? You want to look at other backers that have succeeded and see what their strategy was on Kickstarter. You can't really see, unless you do a lot of deep diving, what their strategy was behind the scenes, meaning like how they had it. Did they have an email list? Did they go on forums and all that stuff? But you can make sure that you do everything you're able and capable of doing in order to hopefully succeed with your Kickstarter project, or at the very least gain insight into the world of funding. So before you even start with your product or service, you're going to need market research. I'm not going to go into detail on how to do that. Basically, if you have a product or service that you have deemed is desirable to a specific demographic, you don't have to make a product or service like a backpack that everyone wants. You know, you can niche down and find the specific demographic, the specific people. For example, this video, this Kickstarter that I'm about to launch is specifically for template trainer. Workout. It's a workout app, and I'm not trying to pitch you, but I'm just giving you an example of my product. My product, I found there were a lot of features lacking in workout apps in the past couple years, and I started to design my own. Number one, I had issues with spreadsheets. I would have all my workouts in spreadsheets and different apps and stuff to use the timers. Everything was disconnected. I wasn't able to find a good workout app, and I wasn't able to work out easily by following a template on Google Sheets because the interface is not very user-friendly, especially on a phone. So I set out to design a workout app after a couple years, and I made it, and now I actually want to try to sell it. So I'm using Kickstarter to fund the initial setup of a smaller team, because right now it's just me. So how are you going to successfully start a Kickstarter for your product? Since you've already determined that your product is worthwhile and people are going to want it, you have what's called a unique selling proposition. So basically, this is all of the features and the core properties of your product that are going to convince people that they need it in their life. All right. So you want to highlight this through text using the story. You want to create a compelling story, and everything is in the story. So the first things that I noticed with these successful Kickstarters, when I looked at the link in the description for the successfully funded Kickstarters, the product had a really good image right on the front and a good title. Then you click on it, and another thing that really piqued my interest is, oh, this is 28,000% funded. Of course, that's not going to be you right away. And people are going to, slowly get to your product and find it and everything through advertising. We'll talk about that in a second. But I noticed that they had a great image, they had a great title, and then you click on it and they have in their story, which is where you sell your product, they have a video specifically created for their product, which I showed in the very beginning of this. That was my product video. And then they have their social proof, it's called. So like logos of companies that you and I would know, or whoever's looking at it would know and be familiar with, like, oh, NBC News or something has highlighted this, TechCrunch, blah, 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 whatever. Then if you don't have access to those and they haven't written up anything on you, or you haven't reached out to any of the bloggers on any of these high-end sites, but a lot of the times that costs money. And most people who are wanting to launch a Kickstarter, who have their own passion project or whatever, they're not going to have a huge budget to reach out to those kind of people and be like, hey, write an article for me. So what I can recommend, anyways, through the story though, they have that social proof, and then they have all the text and the tech specs and the features of their product in great detail and very well organized. So if that doesn't sell you, then, you're probably not going to read further. And because at the very end, they have their team and why you should trust in their team. Oh, we're a team of PhDs or a team of programmers, or a team of specialists in this thing. And that's why our product is great. They're selling you the idea that this product is fantastic. It's what you need. Look at all these other people who are famous, who use it, need, and all that crap. So basically what I did is so far for my Kickstarter project, I have created the video. I have created a timeline graphic of construction because people want to know, hey, where are you in this process? For me, the product is already created. I'm just looking for funding to add future value to it and have a team who can fix any kind of issues, software bugs, stuff like that, but mainly to implement new features and keep the thing up and running in a constantly evolving, software ecosystem. With all of those things and your amazing, compelling story, you're off to a great start. The next thing you need to do is get people to find your campaign. Now, Kickstarter does some of this stuff for you, but it's going to be your job to reach out from, I like to say, the inner circle and expand outward. So your friends and family, colleagues, everyone who is near you and you talk to all the time, your sphere of influence, whatever. And then if you have a YouTube channel or any social media stuff, so YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, like post on there, just be like, hey guys, I'm running this, check this out. Hey, have you ever wanted this? Blah, 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 blah. Exhaust all the free avenues you can think of. Go on to forums such as Reddit and just post and answer people's questions. Don't just be a spammer, but say, hey, this is a product that I'm creating. It might help your need if someone's looking for something that's similar in that space that you've created the product in. After you do all that, then maybe you have a marketing budget. And you want to use every marketing dollar as efficiently and effectively as possible. So what that's going to mean is different for different products. But from some of these well-funded campaigns, I've seen like 3 or 4 videos by well-respected bloggers talking about their product. And even just some had like bloggers I've never even seen, but they made a video about the product. It was a high quality video and they put it on their Kickstarter in the social proof area. So that would be a good way to advertise. Facebook. What do you do on Facebook? What do you do on YouTube? You go and watch videos. You go and look at posts. You're wanting to just interact. You're not really wanting to be sold to. Just at first, don't even spend the money. Unless it's money that you've spent on giving a product away for free in return for a product review. I mean, learn the lessons first. Maybe run your Kickstarter because you can relaunch a Kickstarter. Do that. And even though you don't put in money initially to an advertisement campaign, you definitely want to exhaust the free advertising, like I just mentioned, with your inner circle, out to forums. Don't get lazy on that. Do that for a couple months before you launch. And I've been doing it for a couple months and I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to start a Kickstarter, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, here's the link, wait for it to go live, stuff like that. You want to get people pre-interested in it if you can. And then when you launch, it's going to be, hopefully it gets funded in the first couple of days or weeks or whatever. But even if it doesn't, all these are valuable learning lessons. All right. So that's going to be it for this video. I don't want it to be too long and I want it to be to the point. I don't want to waste people's time. I know that, if you have an awesome project and an awesome product, make it shine through in the videos, in the photos, in the story. Optimize the story for search engine optimized text, meaning that stuff people would search for. Like if you're developing a board game, hey, what kind of things are people searching for on Google? You can use keyword planners and things like that to figure it out. Other than that, click on the link below, either links, the blueprint, which is basically what I talked about in a little more detail for how to successfully run your Kickstarter campaign. It's got bullet points and it's in text. So if you prefer that, and you can use it as a checklist, as well as checking out the best funded, most funded Kickstarter projects, click on that link below. Other than that, peace.